other thing that you mentioned is one of your words I've been thinking about a lot. Two of them is transparency. I've actually been wondering, can I start calling accountability transparency? Because accountability is kind of negative, but transparency, um, of course, and you talk about rage bait. Sorry, I'm rolling these all into one. But of course, with the early, media stories around some of these private school choice programs like Arizona, people really jumped on what parents were spending their money on, as though
Totally.
they cannot be trusted to spend this money in the way that the public school system can be trusted with billions, I mean, trillions of dollars. The parents cannot be trusted with this $8,000.
Well,
They'll
this is
simply
the irony.
blow it.
Yeah, the irony here is sort of like the discussion earlier of how there's no places in rural America, and everyone will leave rural schools to go to these non-existent places. Like, both of those things can't be true at the same time. We can't say that these programs are not transparent and then talk about all of the individual purchases that families are making, right? Like, it has to be transparent in order for you to be able to make those arguments. And so, yeah, I think it's honestly, it's just kind of a shell game that people are playing when they talk about transparency, because when you say, well, here are ways in which ESA programs, like your research is a perfect example of this. I mean, transaction level data, you have published papers that offer transaction level data on every purchase in the ESA program.
Trust me.
Right, as you've
100 and there's hundreds of thousands of records.
hundreds of thousands of records that are able for anybody to look at. And I think this is actually good. We need to have discussions of what should be included in these programs and what isn't. It is an education savings account, not just a savings account. So we have to draw the borders around what's an educational purchase and what isn't. We live in a big, vibrant
Broadly.
democracy, so we need to have these discussions. Should you be able to buy a trampoline or a Lego set or whatever? Let's talk about it. That's fine. Like, that's cool. And maybe we'll decide, in some cases it's allowed, in some cases it isn't. That's all right. Like, this, again, it's sort of part of transparency and accountability. You're democratically accountable. Like, we need to participate in this. But anyway, I am still blown away by the number of people who claim that these programs are not transparent, when it's like,
Right.
what we know about what parents are doing is more granular and more detailed than any public school district, than any charter school network, than almost any institution you're going to see, because you just don't get transaction level data on anything. And so, look,
No, I
we
mean,
can debate whether those are good purchases or whether those are not good purchases, but to say that they're not being transparent is just wild to me.
yeah, I mean, my kids all went to public school. They certainly went to amusement parks. They certainly watched a lot of
Geez, for
movies.
sure.
I mean, they would not want anyone scrutinizing every, you have 30 teachers, buy 30 whiteboards. You know what
Oh,
I mean? Like, decisions were
oh,
made
for
that weren't the
sure.
best. And I didn't see anything in the transactional level data, but I also feel like, who am I to say that woodworking's not an okay thing for your
Yeah.
child to learn to do? I mean, swimming lessons, I had to swim, and I don't know, like, I don't wanna get into that conversation because I'm assuming the best, intentions for parents. I can't understand why a parent would invest the time and effort to get into these programs to simply buy themselves a trampoline.
Right.
It just doesn't, and not really care if their kids are reading
Yeah.
or not, I just don't really I don't I don't understand that, but that is what I mean, I feel like they're throwing mud at the wall to try to
Yeah.
discredit this idea when clearly it's just what parents want. I am a little baffled by the fact that when you look at politics writ large in America, in the United States right now, which is it's an interesting time, I guess I'll say, but I feel like um, those on the left just refuse to accept this fact.
Totally.
It's just a
Oh,
fact.
for sure.
Parents want to choose their school.
Yeah.
And